2. They're teaming in this event, and we're about to start our very first game.
Yeah, we essentially have two, even though we are very well aware of two of these players right off the bat. Snowy and Fakey are already looking to organize into that 2-team combo. They're catching both members of the blue team, but neither of these teams have played any tournaments together, as Fakey gets the D-Light into the side air over on the left side. Snowy then put the weapon toss on the right side, getting a KO. See if they can finish up Berserker here to already grab 1 KO. 25 seconds into this game, full team wipe.
This has just been surgical precision so far from Snowy and Fakey, doing a great job at picking these stocks off. Snowy now getting a little bit of a harder time getting knocked off the right side of the screen. WheezePlease and Berserker are starting to take some stage control back, but Fakey and Snowy, I mean, they're just extending this lead. Oh, that weapon throw!
He's able to get back. He did touch.
Oh no, it wasn't.
I think we're going to see a blistering pace in this game. I think Snowy and Fakey are going to come right out of the gate, pressing things hard. Snowy's going to want to be off stage all the time. You saw he's using his weapon tosses. Of course, when he has gauntlets in his hands, he's going to be trying to force those off stages as well. Going in even unarmed at the weapon disadvantage onto Berserker with that depth. That lance looks great. I don't know if I've seen people really use that lance. That might be the one from the Battle Pass, given the like angelic wings that are on it. But we have 5 stocks to 3. Berserker is the first one onto final.
Now, it does feel like Snowy and Fakey are kind of checking WheezePlease and Berserker mechanically right now. They're checking, are you able to keep up with this pace? Because if you can't, I mean, we don't really have to make any large adjustments throughout the entire game. We can just continue playing at this pace and then win in that way. So far, it looks to be working. Berserker, no stocks left, and it's up to WheezePlease to try and get this 1v2. Probably won't be able to get back up. Fakey lands that spear there, and it's 4 stocks versus 1.
Yeah, I think everything from Snowy and Fakey is essentially going to be like, what can we get away with? We can push a lot, given the like caliber of players that we are, the history that we have as 2v2 players. So we're just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, see how we get punished for those things, and if we don't get punished too much, we're going to keep it going. Beautiful combo to finish that one up. I don't know if that was actually fully a combo. It almost looked like WheezePlease was out of hit stun before that final signature came out from Snowy. I'll have to peep the replay on that to see if he actually was actionable in that final moment. Great neutral sig there to take out Berserker. That was that first team wipe that happened very early on in the game. And then, yeah, that was Berserker falling to get taken out of the game. Here's WheezePlease recovering back, getting hit by that down there, and then shortly after that, there's the side. Okay.
Yeah, oh, it's a dodge too. Yep. Wow. Still connected though. And I love that you bring up. I love that you brought up that they're kind of seeing what they can get away with. That's a way better wording than what I said, with checking if they can keep up with the pace. There's the spectrum in Brawlhalla and in 2v2 as well of respecting neutral, right? And we're not really seeing that much neutral because Fakey and Snowy, they have the mechanics, the underlying mechanics to just press forward and press buttons. We're seeing it happen right now.
And then, yeah, WheezePlease is going to go in with the ground pound, and then all of a sudden the other blue team member gets sent on the right side. They were able to get back up on the main platform very quickly, given where the red team was, so they weren't able to push that off stage. Okay. Now we're seeing, like, I would definitely say that the red team is getting away with significantly less this game.
Yeah.
So they might have to change up the pacing just a little bit now that the blue team has started to adapt to this. Great neutral air. Oh, and a great ground pound there to follow up. They knew that the recovery was being charged from Berserker, and he was going to be able to get back. Red team's still technically in the lead because blue was not able to take out Fakey, but they did get Snowy very early on.
The pace check has been acknowledged, and they have responded accordingly. WheezePlease and Berserker doing a great job now here in the second game. Snowy and Fakey might have to dial things down just a little bit and try and see if they can outsmart them in a neutral here, because it looks like they are starting to find some of the team combos of their own. Especially, I mean, you're playing double Ulgrim. You only really need to try and take up more space in the stage, which they've done a wonderful job at so far.
And we've seen both of them like choose to commit to the offstage regardless of what weapon they have. Typically, you don't see a lot of lance engagements offstage unless things are guaranteed, or they can do it in a very safe way. Beautiful D-Sig coming out from WheezePlease. Berserker actually ends up going all the way up. It almost looked like he might have been knocked out there, but no, he got hit way up high in the air. He's still living here using all of that Ulgrim defense. Great follow-up there. The double lance. He had to make sure that he went for the side air or there was possible DI opportunity, and he could get the KO off of it as well. So yeah, blue team's looking fantastic here. They actually have the lead right now.
Simple and clean knockout. Fakey and Snowy are more and more finding themselves in a situation where they're unable to help their teammate because Blue Team have done a great job at positioning themselves. But as we move on into the final stock here, there's still time for anything to change. They tried to go for a team combo, but not able to fully pull it off. They still have a massive damage lead though.
Down air from WheezePlease. Oh, beautiful side signature. That's going to knock Snowy out. Fakey now in the 1v2. It's definitely not unwinnable. It is going to be tough unless he gets something crazy like that off the edge. But a beautiful GC insig. This blue team, man, both WheezePlease and Berserker are not afraid to make these offstage commitments, and they've been doing a great job with them so far, even though they are extremely dangerous, especially when you're using a lance and you're going to burn your offstage dodge. That's going to leave you with, like, what's your biggest option to move back? It's going to be that recovery, which can be really readable, really telegraphed, and really punishable. But they've done such a great job of, like, dissecting the chaos that Snowy and Fakey are bringing. I feel like that's the best thing that they're bringing to the table so far. It's just like, it's constant chaos, and somehow the blue team is able to, like, maneuver through all of that and do such a great job. And we're 1-1 going into game 3.
Both teams at this point been able to prove themselves for the other one. For one game, we've had this handshake with these first 2 games, and this is where we really could start to see some adaptations being made, some of the mind games and conditioning. Very, very menacing performance from WheezePlease and Berserker, because looking at just that first game, it felt like this was going to be the Fakey and Snowy show.
Yep, I've been very impressed by the offstage gameplay from both of them. They've also done a great job of, like, when they both choose to go in over on the edge, they're not really hitting each other. I don't think we've seen a single accident really coming out from them, and they've been going in with, like, high commitment moves. Ooh, Fakey almost had that neutral signature right over the edge. Does get the D-Light into the ground pound there to finish things off. Tries to slide off the corner again with one to pick up WheezePlease, but he's not successful. Berserker's back in, and WheezePlease has some room.
Right now, Fakey and Snowy taking things ever so slightly more slowly now, rather than trying to go for this high-paced, high-octane neutral gameplay. They're trying to put themselves into really good positions and try and get more of their value out from follow-ups, which is one of their largest strengths as a team.
Ooh, Snowy's going to end up falling there. If they can get Fakey while they have the power play here with the man advantage. Okay, Fakey's over on the edge. We know how devastating Fakey's spear can be on the edge. We've seen it so many times when he played alongside Java in the past.
Looks like it won't come to shine though. He just, every single time he gets hit with a move at this point, you'll be flying to the edge of the screen if not knocked out. The end light won't do the trick. We're having so many of these interactions where Snowy is stuck in a pseudo 1v2. What a GC-D-Sig follow-up from Fakey.
I love that. I can't remember. I think it might have been WheezePlease that came in with the Axe Inlight that hit Berserker and Fakey over to the edge. You saw instantly that both Berserker and Fakey were looking for the turnaround while they were both off screen. The second that they were actionable again, they were already looking to find that hit and find that turnaround.
Oh. Yeah, you can't be charging up your Lance recovery like that against Fakey. Oh, he's gonna hit that punish every day of the week, and he's still on 3 stocks at this point. It feels like I've been waiting for Fakey's stock to drop since the game started. It just doesn't seem to happen. But Berserker is finally able to get that off, but it could be too little, too late. Snowy and Fakey have a pretty large lead. They need to start looking at if they can try and take Snowy down at this point. And I'm seeing perhaps a little bit of targeting coming out from Berserker and WheezePlease, but a ground pound hits the teammate, and Fakey with a nair.
Oh, the bounce off the stage! Berserker's still able to get back. He uses the chase dodge up, uses that weapon toss up now to put a wall between him and Fakey. That was like the first accident we saw. I mentioned that we really hadn't seen too many of them before. Unfortunately, that was one of them. He even went down and almost got the successful save. Fortunately, the stage wasn't really playing with him there. If it would have been another stage that didn't have those narrow walls, he would have done it right into a straight up and down sidewall. Nice down air, gets the chase dodge, and there's the ground pound from Snowy.
Red team wins.
Berserker and WheezePlease had a phenomenal second game, and I feel like they showed a lot of signs of life here in this third game. But Fakey and Snowy, I mean, they really had a different approach moving into this third game that was working out just so well for them.
And one thing that Snowy did that was really fantastic is you can look on the replay that was just showing. It was 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Yes, Snowy was the first member of the red team to lose his first stock. Fakey was doing a great job surviving on that. But at 6:12, you can see Snowy's yellow. And then if we went to the next replay, it was like a minute later, and Snowy yeah, boom, right there, 5:15. It's
Orange.
a minute later. Snowy is only orange. So he lost that first stock. He didn't even lose it really early. It was just early, quote unquote. Look at the graph. Look at the graph of Snowy. Look at the graph.
Look at that graph.
The second stock
You're
of
right,
Snowy, dude, he did not take damage on that second stock. It was crazy.
That's the kind of stuff that you don't really realize whenever you're watching the game, but you definitely feel playing them. Why are we just unable to hit this player? And it makes a very large difference. A difference that was one of the contributing factors to the victory here. So Berserker and WheezePlease are definitely going to be on the lookout if they can start to break that invisible barrier that Snowy has started to build.
GC D-Light into the down air, then another D-Light into the down air the other direction. Snowy with the in-light onto WheezePlease. Berserker low over on the wall. Beautiful. Can they get the full team wipe? Yes, they can. Super clean. We're kind of back to the pace of game one here.
The GC side signature that Snowy threw out, if Fakey was just, if he moved 10 pixels to the left, he would have been caught in that too. The way that they move and attack with each other is absolutely phenomenal, and WheezePlease and Berserker are going to have a really hard time because whenever they get started, they're so strong.
Yeah, looking at the top right, like, okay, maybe they can get the KO onto Fakey, but, like, that could have been the story last game, and it took them a very long time to actually find that. There's a side air from Berserker. Ooh, he goes in maybe a little bit too risky at this point with that ground pound. He did a great job of, like, playing around the wall and not tunnel visioning back onto the stage and getting caught while he was moving back on, but... Okay, overtouching the wall. There's a down air, and WheezePlease is going to get caught.
Okay.
At least trading 1-for-1, but they're already behind, so these 1-for-1 trades are not effective.
I mean, that ground pound, if anything, I think it's quite telling because it was bordering intrusive thoughts, which whenever you're playing Olgrim, those intrusive thoughts, they can reward you a lot of the time. But against Snowy and Fakey, you got to be really careful about which options you throw out. We see a ground pound come out the second time around. It won't be punished as harshly, but I mean, we're seeing so many of these high commitment options that really aren't bleeding too much. That one will hit though. How is Snowy still going?
Yep, those are those offstage engagements that they really wanted to press on game one, and then now blue team was even more willing to go into it. The thumbs down coming out from WheezePlease in the in-game lobby as well. The cross thumbs down. Here we're going to get to see a replay.